Here's the thing. Pinterest SEO isn't just about keywords anymore. The rise of AI search, Google's AI overviews, maybe ChatGPT, even Perplexity, is definitely reshaping how people find content online. There's no denying it. And small businesses like ours, and on Pinterest, well, guess what? We're right in the middle of it. If you're only thinking about Pinterest as a single platform, you're missing the fact that your pins can now show up across AI-driven search results. Today, we're talking about what AI search means for Pinterest SEO and how small businesses can stay visible. Welcome back to the Pin and Plan podcast. I'm Lisa, your host, Pinterest pioneer, and longtime member of the Pinterest business community. You can find me at Body Mind Mood. I'm the founder of Body Mind Mood and the Simple Site Lab. And while, if I'm being honest, I always share a little bit about myself. Fun fact, I am a bit of a Squarespace nerd, absolutely. Now, every week, what I've been doing, actually, I shouldn't say every week, but what I've been doing the last couple of weeks is sharing what's happening across social media. Now, why do I do this? Because it seems to me that what happens on TikTok or Instagram today usually hits Pinterest tomorrow or vice versa. And sort of staying ahead of that curve, well, that's how we as small business owners and our small businesses win. So let's get into it. TikTok. Let's talk TikTok. I'm on TikTok. It's pushing AI-powered search results, highlighting videos with SEO optimized captions and keywords. And that's exactly how Pinterest, like Pinterest search, already works. It's visual plus keywords. Well, keyword clusters, technically. Instagram is experimenting. Yes, Instagram is experimenting with AI search assistants that recommend posts. And again, some psychology here, AI decides what's relevant. Think about that. Now, on to our favorite platform, Pinterest. Well, Pinterest has been doubling down on being a discovery engine. And with AI search now pulling pins into Google search results, the opportunity for small businesses is huge, but only if you adapt your SEO strategy. So let's get into what AI search really means for your Pinterest SEO and how you can actually use it to get more reach. So here's why all of this is such a big deal. Your pins, right, can now live outside Pinterest. So think Google, right? Google already indexes pins, and AI overviews are pulling in Pinterest links. That means your content has more reach than it ever did before. Okay? Traditional SEO is merging with Pinterest SEO, right? To my mind, they're different. Now, keywords aren't just for Google anymore. Your Pinterest titles, descriptions, and boards really matter for cross-platform visibility. Traffic equals followers, does it? Well, AI doesn't care how many followers you have. It cares if your pin is the best answer to someone's search. That's great news for small businesses like ours and those on the PBC because it levels the playing field. Right? It isn't about followers anymore. And I think a lot of us need to sort of I'm just putting my thoughts here, need to try to push past that. Okay. So how do you actually optimize for this new sort of, AI driven search environment? Well, there's 3 top strategies that I'm sharing today that I do recommend for small businesses right now. And as I mentioned, I am the founder of the Simple Site Lab. What does the Simple Site Lab do? We design websites. I design websites. And really, this is what I'm recommending to some of my clients who happen to be small businesses. So think about keywords as clusters, not single words. I've mentioned this in a few podcasts before, a few episodes. For example, I'm going to use skincare. Don't just target the word skincare. Target, for example, natural skincare routine for women over 40. That is what we call a keyword cluster. Okay? And really, AI engines, they love the context. Okay? It's not enough to just say skincare. Mix pin types for a broader reach. I think this is pretty self-explanatory, but let me share what I'm thinking. You're using standard pins, video pins, and ultimately boards that all reinforce the same topic. Now remember, with your boards, you're telling a story, right? You're telling a story about who you are. It's not a make-believe story. It's your business story. They do reinforce the same topic. Now, AI search favors that authority, and multiple pin formats tell Pinterest and Google that you're serious about this topic. Yes, you are. Create content that solves problems, right? This isn't, it's not just about being visible. It's what are you doing? You're solving a problem. Now, AI search engines surface answers. They don't do ads. So instead of pinning only product shots, pin solutions. So, for example, 5 easy dinner recipes under $10. Or the beginner's bar workout you can do at home. That's what AI will recommend. Okay? Not an ad. Now, this ties right into today's, basically what I've just talked about ties right into today's Pioneer tip, because the way you frame your content can make or break whether AI search picks it up. It really does. So, on to our Pin and Plan Pioneer tip of the week. One of my favorite parts of the show. You're going to frame your pins around questions and solutions, right? Not just products. So, for example, instead of holiday candle collection, create best candles to gift in 2025. That kind of phrasing will really mirror the way people actually ask AI tools questions. It's how people are actually searching with AI, right? Even if you think, well, they're just going to Google, it's not AI search, it actually is. So that is how it's happening. Now, why this works? Well, AI is trained literally to surface answers. So your content should look like one, right? That's how you sneak your business into AI-driven search results. Yes, it's a little bit sneaky, but it works. Well, how do I know this? Because it's working for me. Now, speaking of questions, right? I want to get into this week's real PBC question because it's actually, it's exactly what so many new small business owners are feeling. Okay. And do bear in mind what I had said above about followers. Now, this was from a new member in the Pinterest business community, like literally, I think yesterday or the day before. Now, the person says, "Hey guys, hope everyone is well," with a happy emoji. I'll just jump right into my question. How does one get followers on Pinterest? Like seriously. Now, I'm reading the question verbatim. No one seems to follow anyone, LOL. I just joined 3 weeks ago. I've been posting daily with keywords and tags, but it feels like none of it is working. With a crying emoji, a tearful emoji. Now, here was my response. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just early, right? 3 weeks on Pinterest is very early. And I didn't really want to share this, but I did. Pinterest takes literally 3 to 6 months, I would say, for pins to get indexed and start really driving traffic. And let's be honest, followers aren't the main goal here, right? It feels like you should have a lot of followers. It's like some kind of a justification if you have thousands of followers. But here's the deal. Followers are not the main goal here. A single pin that keeps bringing you clicks, for example, is way more valuable than even 10 new followers. So taking that in that part of my answer, taking that on the face of it, 3 weeks in, you may not have a lot of clicks on your pins, on one pin even, but you will. You just have to be patient, right? I told them mix in helpful searchable pins, not just affiliate links, because part of their I think their mindset was about affiliate links. Focus on keyword rich titles, descriptions, and boards. And remember, patience is the real secret sauce on Pinterest. Stay consistent, keep pinning with AIO in mind, and the traffic will come. Right? So I felt like, what they were saying, it was very relevant, and it was very relevant to what we're talking about now, because there is this mindset when you're coming from TikTok and when you're coming from Instagram or you're coming from Facebook, it's about followers, but it isn't really, right? Not anymore. Now, followers are great to have because you know that you have people who are quite dedicated to your content, and that's a real compliment to you. When you get loads of impressions on Pinterest, to my mind, it's still a vanity metric, but it's kind of like a justification that your pins are out there, they're being seen, you are being seen, your business is being seen. But it is not what we're talking about. And that whole mindset is starting to change. Okay. Now let's wrap this up with your key takeaway for the week. Here we do it. Let's do it. Now, AI search is rewriting Pinterest SEO. Yes, it is, for small businesses. And this is good news. It means you can get found across platforms, not just inside Pinterest. The strategy: use keyword clusters, mix pin types, and frame your content as solutions. Okay? Do that consistently, and your pins will have staying power in both Pinterest and AI-driven search. Now, next week, I'm going to dig in a little bit further into AI. We're talking about friendly blog formatting. I'm bringing this to you because as a Squarespace Circle partner, and for the websites that I do design, blogs are often like the number one focus for a lot of small business. Here's how we're going to learn how to format it. Okay, so how to structure your website content so that it works hand in hand with you and your Pinterest strategy for maximum visibility. Now, why am I sort of pushing this? Well, I experienced it recently, a couple of months ago. I literally lost like 80% of my traffic for my website. And I actually had to go in and start redoing how my content was laid out and how my blog posts were being laid out, and it actually mattered. Okay, so just putting that there. If you're not on the PBC, please head over to the PBC, join. It's free. You can network with some really great people. There's moderators, Pinterest managers, and the Pinterest team, and of course all of the great small businesses who are on there. And if you want to hear more from the Pin and Plan podcast, check it out. My episodes drop every Thursday, so no need to miss. And spoiler here, I'm heading over to YouTube. Yes, I am. So until then, keep pinning with purpose, and I hope you have an amazing week. I will see you next week. Bye for now.